Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
There's Mr. Enfuego, one half of the Baseball Junkies podcast. Before we get the show going, we just want to make sure that both you, the viewer, and the listener are fully aware that this podcast is not intended to provide any form of investment advice. The opinions expressed here by either the host or any guest do not necessarily reflect the views of any sports card investor, organization, and or entity within the sports card market. Any discussion of sports card values in the past or present is not a guarantee of future performance. Two collectors with a common love of baseball cards. A league of her own, Mr. Enfuego. Welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast. I'm your host, Adrian, from A League of Her Own on YouTube.
I'm your boy, Mr. Enfuego.
If it's not you, it's me having ourselves muted during the intro part and forgetting to turn it back on. Welcome, guys. It's been another fun week. We've got tons of awesome baseball card news to bring you this week. New releases to talk about, shenanigans in the hobby. It's going to be pack-filled today, so I think we're going to get right to it, unless you have any other opening comments you would like to make, Sa.
Nope, I'm going to roll with the punches as we go along.
Excellent. And again, thank you guys so much for being here with us, either live tonight on YouTube or on your favorite podcast format. Let's get into baseball card upcoming releases. All right, so dabbled a little bit on some of these products last week, but just to reiterate, coming out on November 8th, Panini Chronicles coming out. We're looking at a regular hobby box, about $130. That's what I'm seeing as the pre-order now on blowout cards. 3 autos, 1 mem on average, 6 packs. 8 packs per. There will most likely be a first off the line. I'm going to guess it's going to be about the $250 range. I'm not seeing that up on there yet on the website. So I'm just looking off of what previous years are. So that might be give or take a little bit. So keep that in mind. Panini Chronicles, no active players. As I always remind you guys, prospects and retired players.
Guaranteed to pull at least one cool Papa Bell in every pack.
Yep, guaranteed to get yourself a Papa Bella some way, shape, or form in Panini Chronicles this year. Also on November 8th, fan favorite, I feel like, 2023 Topps Archives, featuring 3 previous years. We talked about this last week as well. A little bit different thing this year, aside from the hobby box that they're going to be having that are roughly about $128 on blowout cards right now. You get 2 autos, you get a decent amount of cards. There's like 24 packs, 8 cards per pack. There's going to be 2 autos in that. Excuse me. They're also doing a collector's box this year, a little bit different. So for the most part, it looks like just like half of a hobby box, but you're guaranteed 1 auto. They're about $70. You get 10 packs and 8 packs per. So kind of a nice deal. If you don't want to go out and get the whole hobby box, you can get like half a hobby box, still get a chance at an auto.
There you go. Archives
usually has really fun inserts and stuff in there too. So that might be an option. I might try that this year. That's enticing to me. Not trying to spend all my money getting these hobby boxes and all that, but that's a fun one to look at all the different designs and stuff. So that'll be good to see here in a couple weeks. Oh, okay, big. We talked about this kind of last week about Topps Definitive. We knew it was coming out in November. Weren't sure exactly when. Just seeing out on Topps and some other websites. Topps Definitive, November 8th also. They're going to be doing this Dutch auction style on Topps.com. So if you guys recall, Dutch auction, they're going to start it at a certain price. And I think it was like every 30 minutes. It's every so many minutes.
Kind of like what they did with the Bowman Sapphire.
Yeah, exactly like what they did with Bowman Sapphire, if you guys recall. But they'll start it at a high price. For example, I'm just guessing this is probably not. It's going to probably be higher than this, but they're going to start it off at like $1,000 and then see how many people buy it for that. And then next 30 minutes, they'll drop it and, keep dropping it. And it all depend on how much they have. Super high end product, 8 cards in one box, just 8 cards. 6 of them have autographs on them. Sometimes more, but usually get 2 really nice mem cards in there. Like I said, high-end product, thousands of dollars.
And if you're actually looking to get into this Dutch auction, like Adrian said, it kicks off on the 8th on the Topps website, and they're actually going to begin at 12 Eastern.
Awesome. Thank you for that. All right. And then last but not least, November 15th, 2023 Topps Update Chrome. As of right now, hobby boxes are looking to be about $340. This is pre-order on blowout cards. They did already do pre-orders on Topps. If you were able to get on that, they might have more drop on Topps. Not sure, the price might be a little bit. It'll be a little bit less probably than blowout, but not as cheap as it was for the pre-order on Topps. So as of right now, looking about $340 for a jumbo. The jumbos have 3 autos in them. You get 12 packs with 13 cards per pack. Hobby boxes are about $140. You're guaranteed 1 auto, and you get 24 packs, but there are only 4 cards per pack. So the big thing about update this year is those MLB debut patch autos are going to be in there. We're going to talk about that a little bit later.
One thing I am noticing though, and I'm referencing Cardboard Connection, Chrome Update is looking at doing the Breaker's Delight also.
Oh, I didn't see the Breaker's Delight. That's
it's having 2 autographs, and they're tentatively saying that it's going to cost about $250.
You know what? I feel like now I did say that last week when we first talked about it, and for whatever reason, I didn't get it on tonight's notes. So yes, there will also be a Breaker's Delight on there. Something else to keep in mind. We saw that earlier this year with the first release of Chrome. Seemed to be
me.
I mean, it's kind of cool. Cuts out all the base if you're just wanting your parallels and hits and stuff like that. But I don't know. If I'm buying a hobby box, I know does it seem silly? I don't mind getting some base cards, like base rookie cards, and my Bo Bichettes for my collection and stuff. But anyways, those are our upcoming products. Right into reviews. All right, the product that we reviewed mostly this week was the new release of 2023 Bowman Sterling. This is a hobby box that includes 5 mini boxes, and there is 1 auto per each mini box.
Kind of.
Okay, kind of. This is true. We'll get to that. I know. Sometimes you just can't contain yourself. $350 on Topps. I just checked Topps site again. It looks like it did finally sell out on Topps, so it's about $375 on blowout cards. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, for the most part, 1 auto per box. This is a 100 card set featuring 25 prospects and 25 rookies. Definitely a middle range product. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. The design of 23's product versus 22. Mind you, they kind of look very similar, but for some reason, I'm feeling 23's a little bit better. It's probably because of the names that's on this year's checklist.
That very well could be. These are beautiful cards. Like I said, we've talked a little bit last week about how Bowman, like some of their like Bowman Sterling and Bowman Platinum. They kind of go
Very underrated.
Underrated for as far as Bowman products go, but man, they are good looking cards. Really nice, like higher end prospect. If you think about when you get your Bowman sets and you're collecting your Bowman first, this is almost like a higher end of those.
Right.
Now they don't have that first logo or anything, but they're still nice parallels. They had I've seen a couple new parallels in this set this year.
Yeah.
That
I mean, the beauty of it is at least the autographs and Bowman products, especially Sterling, all on card, no stickers.
Yeah. And as far as reviewing it, I was watching, some videos, but I was watching the carddeal.com. I think he might be in the chat tonight. He was opening mini boxes for people, and he pulled a Jackson Churio. Really nice card. I can't remember what auto. Orange, I think. It was orange out of 25. It was a nice card.
Nice.
So I've seen some other openings with it. You see a lot more prospects autos get pulled than
it's real more prospect heavy.
So it's one of those products that sometimes because you don't really know the player, like Jackson Churio, he's a higher prospect, so that one was cool. Some of the prospects you don't hear as much about, so it's kind of hard to get really excited about it.
Yeah,
but those are definitely ones you hang on to because
unless you happen to be a big prospector where you know everybody's name that's down there in the minors.
Yeah. You can't, and it does seem like when you're opening these hobby boxes, it's more prospect auto heavy than it is the rookie card heavy. I've seen for the most part maybe one rookie card per rookie auto card per hobby box.
Yeah,
they're mostly prospects, but like I said, gorgeous design. Let us know what y'all think in the comments about this, about Bowman Sterling and other Bowman products. And also, we'll talk about this more in the after-hour show on Mr. Enfuego's channel after the podcast tonight. If you guys are into that, we talk to you guys more personably on there. Yeah. Any other things that stuck out for you in the reviews, sir?
Well, I don't want to beat up Sterling too bad. I mean, we had our fair share, and we'll talk more about that later. But we did actually see a little more of the Topps Holiday being opened.
Yes.
And we actually seen something that's actually worth pulling for the most part. I mean, got to see firsthand an Ultra SP
out of Holiday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It was good.
I haven't found any Holiday where I'm at for whatever reason. I feel like we haven't gotten it yet in Oregon over here, but I had a box ripped for me last night, and I got not the rare, not the SSP, but the middle one, the short print of Shohei Ohtani. So I'm pumped about that one. And then I got friends sending me the Bo Bichette card that I want. So feeling good about it. If I find some Holiday cool, I love those boxes. I love to get the ornaments on there. Yeah, that's what I got for reviews, boss.
All right.
Let's get into that hobby news. Oh, right. Let's start simple. PSA. I'm actually on PSA's site right now, working on an order. They are doing rollouts for the rest of the year, November, December. Different deals. I thought it was like every day. It's probably once a week. The first one that came out in the season's gradings rollout that they're doing, if you go on their website, is an Express Holiday Special. So the Express level is normally $150, and Express, the turnaround date on that, bear with me. Express is usually 5-day turnaround. Usually $150. They've got it down to $99 for a special right now. So I think it's going to be just this week for that special. So that is something. Yes, I'm sorry, ends November 5th. Ends tomorrow. Because it did come out on the 1st. 5 days on that. So they're going to have the next one dropping next Monday. and we'll see what's going on with that. But if you wanted to do a quick turnaround on a card that's worth a little bit more, let me see, the declared value is up to $2,499 or less. If you guys follow or do any grading at all, PSA's got things, a little bit different than other grading sites, where not only when the more cards you send in isn't necessarily a better deal, or the more days you wait. It also depends on how much the card is valued after it's graded, which is subject to lots of controversy, but we're not talking about that right now. But so let's say if you've got this Topps Chrome Auto number that's worth a little bit more money and you're going to get it graded, you might have to go with one of these higher submission deals for the value of your card. So maybe Express is something you might be interested in, but it's too expensive. It's a little bit cheaper right now. It's a nice 5-day turnaround too, just super fast. That's what we got going on with PSA right now. And stay tuned on PSA, because they're going to be dropping a lot more deals. And something to keep in mind. I kind of looked over at SGCs and tags. I know there's CSG and HGC, and other people might grade with other people. Those are the three that I keep an eye on, because they're the only ones I grade with. SGC still has just basic. It's not a deal. It's just what they normally have going. Their trading cards, they've got a 5 to 10 day turnaround for $15. And tag was there's they don't have a declared value thing. It's no matter what you send in, same price, but their prices vary on the turnaround time. So anywhere from 15 and up per card. Their minimum amount of cards to send in, I believe, is just 10 cards. So not too bad of deals on there. I do have a thing I'm going to talk about later about PSA and tag in our banter section. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Next up, hobby news. The 2023 Topps Chrome update, debut patch checklist came out. I did put the link to that in the description. It takes you to the checklist that they posted on Instagram. I scrolled over that list. I don't know how you feel about it, Mr. Fuego. I don't think we discussed this too much.
No, we didn't.
Very lackluster, in my opinion. As I looked through the names, there are very few of those names that I would really be interested in getting. A lot of names of people I've never heard of, and there are names missing from that list, which I knew there were going to be names missing because they're going to put them in different products.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not something. This is not something that makes me want to buy the product and chase anything by any means.
I mean, honestly, the concept, great idea,
mm-hmm.
but I mean, yeah. I mean, there's really no words to express how they come up with these fantabulous ideas, but they have to throw a monkey wrench in it to make sure that we don't get too ahead of ourselves.
That's one of the, it's as I was looking at it, that's one of those things. It's like, maybe I open this product and I pull one of these debut patch things. It's like a super hard hit, and you should be excited when you get something so short printed. But then I see the names and it's like, it would totally crush my soul, because it's like, say you want to turn around and sell it because it's not a player you collect, and you want it might not go for that much,
I mean, the nostalgia for any person who's ripping into a product who happens to be lucky and pull a 101, okay, that within itself is awesome, okay. Mm-hmm. But if you pull a 101 of a rookie by the name of Timmy Tube Socks, I mean, it kind of kills the mood.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So, to the debut patches we've been talking about in the past couple weeks, whatever. Yeah. Good try. Some more interesting news that came up throughout this week. it to me laughable, in my opinion. Collectors, as a collectors, we're more collectors than we are flippers or sellers. That's just the nature of this of our channels. This whole market crash that's happening in sports cards. Cards are going down, or that's what people say. Cards are going down. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
The prices of cards, especially from COVID times, way down, way down. Some people are like, oh, it always happens this time of year. Whatever, we'll see turnarounds. As collectors, you should be very excited to hear this news.
Yes.
Very excited. Stuff that you want, or maybe that you haven't been able to get in the past, is becoming more affordable. So get those cards that you've wanted in your PC. Start, look back. Maybe something that you haven't looked at in a while was because it was way too much. Go check it out now.
Uh-huh.
It's probably more affordable. So there's a lot of talk about that. And there's a lot of talk about that from company or channels that are maybe opening card shops and wanting to make money off cards, and with the
Right.
market going down, it may not be good, business plan. I don't know.
I mean, as a collector, and feel free to chime in if I'm wrong or I'm smoking something or whatever, as collectors, we do get into the habit of what I'm going to call freelance flipping. We flip for the purpose of beefing up our PCs. I can see how it may be a little thorn in your tail, because if you got, let's just say for the sake of argument, a Ronald Acuna rookie card, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had this stellar season, but the prices don't reflect as such.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, if I'm trying to chase this Aaron Judge rookie set of whatever it is, it's actually affordable now.
100%.
But if you happen to be that guy that travels the country and sets up shop and run these shows or whatnot, yeah, I can see why your panties are in a bunch. This is why everybody who is solely focused on the art of collecting, this is not something you should rely on to retire off of. This is called a hobby. So, I mean, take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But some people were, they just, especially in cards, because the way things have gone, it was all about like making money.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see where if you were all about that, it hurting you right now. But sorry, that's all I got to say about that. All right, more fun stuff. There was a PSA vault issue this past week.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't hear, there was a person that purchased a Ricky Henderson PSA 8 for $9 on the Golden platform. It's Golden's vault and PSA linked all together. That's PSA's vault was with Golden. Guy got the card, had it put into his vault. It's in his vault for I'm paraphrasing here. I'll link other more detailed YouTube videos in the description, but it's in there a couple days, and he goes in one day and it's gone. He messages not getting any help from PSA or Golden. Finally speaks with through messaging with Nat Turner, and it was kind of like, hey,
what's the Tango Foxtrot?
The seller got hacked and this and that. And it's like, okay. And it's like, at the time, they haven't even given us $9 back. I think since then that has been rectified and all that. So, but they just went and took something out of his vault. And it's like the communication was just horrible. And it's, it raised a good question, which I know you and I have personally had conversations about vaults.
Right.
people are into the whole vault thing. Usually, I feel like usually for flipping cards, or might be a convenient way for storing cards, things of that nature. If you guys are familiar, the eBay has it now. Whatever, say you buy a card on eBay, PSA 10 Bo Bichette rookie auto card, and instead of having it shipped to your home, you can have it shipped to the PSA vault. So saves you on shipping fees. You don't got to pay shipping fees. Puts it in there, and that way, if you wanted to relist it at a different time, just you
have
really
that
the click of a
flexibility.
button
Mhm.
makes, a lot of people started doing that, especially when they're doing a lot of buying and selling. This is like the nightmare situation. I feel like you buy a card, you think you have this card in your vault, and then you wake up one day and it's not in the
Yeah.
vault. Now, a Ricky Henderson PSA 8 at $9, that's absurd.
That throws up red flags instantly.
Yeah, like you knew it was a mistake there, but that's why you were watching it for a couple days, maybe waiting for an email or something, not wake up one day and it's just not in your freaking vault.
Mhm.
There's just ways to do things, and like it just, if you guys look at that story, it doesn't look like they handled it very nicely. Now, I could be just hearing the side of the guy that bought it and not the side of the other side of things, but it just vaults are just, for me, vaults are not for me.
No.
Vaults are not for me. How you
You
feel
can
about
have
vaults?
it.
Yeah, I'm not into the vaults. So yeah, let us know what y'all think about vaults in the comments. Email us something. I want to know, because the vaults became popular and everybody's doing them. Like, I know every time I do a PSA order, I'm like super careful. I'm going back and making sure I'm not accidentally clicking to the vault, because I'm like, no, I want my cards in my hand.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we had that. We had we had Neo Comic and Cards. This is a good one. He has been doing a few PSA reveals. A week or so ago, he had a reveal and he got a PSA 6 on a 2023 Bowman Chrome Lunar Mets player. I think Kevin Parada, I think something like that. Anyways, he gets a PSA 6 on it. And he was like, oh, wow. And he's going through and looking at it. He's like, oh, maybe this little thing here and there. But he's like, I would think that would make it a 9 or an 8. I don't know what it is that made it a 6. So he ended up cracking it, resubmitting it, getting a 10. So yeah, PSA grading is subjective on who grades it, in case you guys haven't picked up on it by then. If it would have came back like a 7, even an 8, maybe we'd be a little bit more comfortable, but this is quite the jump. The 6 doesn't make sense in the first place,
especially for a modern card.
Yes. And specifically, everyone hold on to that story in the banter, because I'm going to talk about that more in a personal situation for me in the banter, and what I'm going to do about it. It's going to be a little bit different. Okay. So grading subjective. That's why tag should be the future. I'm not saying it is the future, but it should be.
Well, speaking of grading, I'm gonna give you a tactical timeout, because we've heard a lot from you.
Sorry.
I'm sure my voice ain't the prettiest to hear, but you know what? Y'all gonna deal with it anyway. So the gem rate for the grading recap came out for the month of October. And as of right now, PSA obviously is leading the way. For the month of October, they had a total of 1.2 million cards graded, which is 1% less than what they did in September. However, it's up 15% from last year. Okay. CGC just came out of nowhere and said, hold my beer. They graded 272,000 in October, which is up 85% from last month and 101% from last year. SGC, they went 129,000 for September, which is a plus 12% for the month, plus 59% for the year. Now, Beckett, I'm confused because last time I checked, everybody left. So I'd like to know who's grading over there. But they reported that they've graded for the month of October 75,000 cards, which is up 22% from September and up 44% from last year. So I mean, who's checking these cards out? Is it the custodial guys?
Yeah. It is interesting. The numbers this week the grading numbers this week were interesting. It's funny you say that. I think I just watched Extreme Card Breaks, one of his recent videos, and he had just got back stuff from Beckett, and I'm like, oh wow, look at that. Beckett still grades cards. Wow. But yeah. So it seems crazy. What happened? Like where did that come from? Did something or something happen where Beckett was like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Let you guys know. Let us know. Otherwise, shall we say it? I mean, we're calling BS. Are we calling BS? Seems like BS. We won't call it BS. It seems like BS, right? All right. Last but not least for the hobby news, real quick, the Panini and Fanatics thing, just small little bit of news. Judge decided to go ahead and move those proceedings from Florida to New York. Reason being, Fanatics made a motion for it. A lot of the witnesses, a lot of the people dealing with the case and stuff are from the New York area, if I read that correctly. At any rate, long story short, proceedings not taking place in Florida any longer, going to be happening in New York, Manhattan.
Yes.
That's what I got going on with Panini and Fanatics. And that is hobby news. Did I miss anything else? I'm sorry I talk so much.
No, you good.
All right. All right. So with that, it's trivia time.
Let's do it.
Let's do trivia. You guys get your keyboards ready. For those of you that are here with us live on YouTube,
and y'all may have a chance this time because I'm looking in the chat and I don't see the card hobbyist in here, so there's hope.
Or the collector's dream. Him too.
Yeah, there's another one.
All right, here we go. Trivia is up.
All right, so for everybody who was not here live with us, and you'll be catching us on the audio version of the podcast, the trivia question of the week is, of the sluggers with more than 600 career home runs, okay? Now, the key to this question is 600. So from 601 to 699 is what we're talking about. There's only 5 players. Who was the only player to never win an MVP? And the answer to that should have been none other than Jim Thome, who the highest he's ever gotten for votes for the MVP was in 2003 when he was with those Philadelphia Phillies.
Ooh, you stomped him this week, Mr. Fuego. You stomped him. It was a good, and people are saying it's a good trivia question. We've got some good guesses in there. And Collector's Dream is here. But yeah, I don't see nobody guessed Jim Thome. So go on. We're gonna hold. Ooh. I guess this might be a good time now. I'm gonna say it. So next Saturday's podcast is gonna be special because it's going to be Veterans Day. And both Mr. and Fuego and I are veterans, and we've got veterans in the chat, I know, and we've talked about doing a special thing for Veterans Day. Mr. Fuego set me out a really cool outline of different things that we're going to get to. Next week's podcast is going to be good. There will be there's going to be a giveaway in the trivia. There might be more than one trivia. There's going to be all kinds of things for Veterans Day. next Saturday. So hopefully everyone can make it there. And then I'm going to do my best to post more things on YouTube, Instagram, the website, everything about our upcoming podcast. And I also for a second there, I saw we're up to 28 people watching. Gosh, you guys, thank you so much for being
y'all
here.
hit that like button.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here in the podcast. Hit that like button if you're enjoying it. You guys are the best. Dude, that was good. Let's get to our top 5 of the week as far as card sales.
Top 5.
All right, number 5 is all right. This was actually number 5 last week as well, so it's still going pretty strong in the sales. Bowman Chrome First, Adolis Garcia, and we are seeing an increase in sales of 7 days, a 7.8% increase, 30 days, 49.2% increase. You guys, after his performance this postseason and in the World Series, we obviously saw an uptick in his card sales. It was unfortunate that he did get hurt towards the end there, but the Rangers still prevailed, so not too shabby there.
What's he
all right.
for Raw?
Oh, thank you, sir. Raw, about $100 is about the going rate for a Raw one of these cards.
Okay. So the last PSA 10 sold on the 29th, $400.
Ooh, that's up. Yeah. That's good. Very nice. All right, let's get to number 4. All right, surprise, surprise. 2016 Topps Chrome Refractor, Corey Seager rookie card. 7-day increase of 28.6%, 30-day increase of 44.8%. Corey Seager on the champions, Texas Rangers, just got the MVP. So everybody's going crazy for the Corey Seager rookie card. Yep. Let's see. Raw, you probably get that card. It's probably going to keep on going up. But at the refractor, I'll say $30 to $40 for that Raw.
Okay. Well, there was 2 sales of his PSA 10 that happened on the 2nd. The first one sold for $255. Okay. But apparently Sieg is not he's not that big of a name to the eBay community. The most recent one actually sold for $105.
Interesting. All right, guys. We're going to go to number 3, and you may notice we're going to see a trend. All right, so that's the 2016 Topps Chrome Corey Seager rookie card. This is the Prism refractor that we've seen a 7-day increase of 44.3%, a 30-day increase of 137.6%. And that is selling about the same as the regular refractor, $30 to $40, $45-ish dollars.
Okay. So now you know how the last one, the first sale was up and then the most recent dropped. This one, tables to turn. So 2 of them sold on the 2nd. The first one actually sold for $124.75. Okay. The most recent sold for $389.98.
Dang. All right. I'm going to get through the rest of the top 5 here before I interject my thoughts on this. Let's see. That was number 4 I just did. We on number 3 now? Yeah. Number 3. Here we go. Just kidding. We already did number 3. God. When the top 5 are almost all the same card, but different variations, it's very, very very difficult to do this. So I know I'm not looking at the comments right now because I'm running this, but I know I'm getting lit up right now. I'm sorry. Now we've got the 2016 Topps Chrome base Chrome card. 7-day increase of 20.8%, 30-day increase of 66.5%. You get that for a little bit cheaper, about $15 raw.
Okay. So 4 of these bad boys actually sold yesterday. So the first one actually sold for $69, followed by another sale at $64. Then right after that, it jumped back up to $67. And then somebody said, "Nope, hold my beer. That's the wrong price." And he bought his for $59.90.
Interesting. Interesting. All right. Okay, for reals, number 1. So we left Chrome and we're now just on to base 2016 Topps rookie card, Corey Seager. 7-day increase of 118%, 30-day increase of 115%. You can pick up this rookie for about $4. He won the MVP in the World Series, and everybody went freaking nuts to buy his card. What do you got for the PSA or graded card
Oh,
sales?
well, this particular variation only one sold, and that was on the 3rd, and that one sold for $85.
I'm sorry, I'm annoyed. Like, this guy wins MVP, and then all these people are buying his cards. You guys, if you guys have extra Seager cards, now's the time to sell them. Nobody should have been buying Corey Seager right now. This is gonna drop. The hype from the
Come
MVP.
2024, they're gonna be like, Corey Seager who?
Yeah, and Corey Seager, do not get me wrong, he's awesome. He's a good player, but I don't know, unless these are like dealers buying it to sell it.
Yeah.
Because they know everybody's gonna be asked. I don't know, but I just when I saw the top, Mr. Fuego, I usually don't like when the top 5 is like all the same card and different parallels, but it's just something to keep in mind when you guys do sell any of your cards. The hype is the time to get rid of them. It's not the time to buy them if you're getting rid of them. Now, if it's your PC guy, dude, awesome.
Yeah.
But don't buy your PC guy right now. Wait a little bit, because Corey Seager stuff, I can tell you probably get it so cheap all day long before this. So anyways, that's our top 5. Let us know what you think. Be sure to talk about it with us in the after hour show on Mr. Fuego's channel about a half hour after this podcast. Also, if you guys are looking for tickets to concerts, football, any of that, head on over to SeatGeek. Use my promo code to get yourself $20 off. I will flash the promo code on the screen here for you. And
since we're talking about promo codes, for those of you who are loyal customers to Card Shells actually put out a notice, and they stated that since they're kind of like in a partnership with those with Shopify. Okay,
yeah.
If you plan on purchasing any supplies for your collection, go directly to the website. Do not use a third party like Amazon or Shopify or anything like that, especially Shopify, because they reported that when you go to Card Shells through Shopify, it's taking you to a link where the website is in a foreign language.
Yeah, they're having issues right now. I would just hold off for a day or two in general from if you're ordering anything from Card Shells, just so they fix that bug. They sent emails out, so if you've ever ordered before, hopefully you got that mail. If you haven't, you've been thinking about it, why don't you just give them the weekend, maybe Monday, to get that fixed, and then go from there. And we do have the Card Shells promo codes in either of our descriptions on either of our channels, and it's also on the Baseball Junkies podcast website, which I've got up on the screen now as well. Thank you guys so much for that. And it is time for our favorite, Mr. Fuego.
Let's do it. I'm
Time
ready to
for
vent.
some banter. All right, you guys. So where shall we start? I feel like you should start the banter
right.
today.
So we're going to go ahead and rewind a little bit back to the 2023 Bowman Sterling. So
Yes.
I happened to jump on the Fanatics app at the time where David Adams was actually doing a authorized pre-release break of this product. Okay. And while I'm on there, I'm still corresponding with Adrian, letting her know what I'm doing, what's going on, what I'm reviewing and everything, so we can bring it to the podcast. And she's like, all right, cool. You do you, I'll do me over here. So anyway, so they're ripping into this product, and the breaker on there, he happened to pull a black lava refractor that is numbered to 10 auto. Okay. But wait, there was no auto on it. So once again, Topps botched this product up just like in the past. And I mean it was only one that so far has been shown. And it's funny because the Breakers was actually saying, I wonder how many people are gonna go ahead and they're gonna clip this and it's gonna take to social media. And that's the card that was actually pulled. Okay, you see, it's got the nice little white area for the signature, but no signature. And I've seen other people break into this stuff. I've gone on loop. I've seen Hit Seekers break it. I've seen OPC break it. I've seen Striker Breaks rip into this stuff. And fortunately for those guys, they did not run across the issues that David Adams did. But it's just a matter of time. If you find one, there's bound to be more.
Yeah, and that, if you guys couldn't see that clearly on the picture there, that was the Simon Juan prospect for the New York Mets. Kind of one of the more favorable ones on the Mets. So that's interesting. I'm sure we'll hear more on that. But that story was kind of funny when you were telling me about it, because the guy was like, "Oh, it's still numbered out of 10." Like they were kind of like, what do I do now? What do I do?
Think positive. It's numbered to 10. That means it's a black lava. Yeah. But it's false advertisement.
Like Mr. Fuego was saying, while he was watching that, I was on Sports Card Radio watching their live show, and at that point, time, because of the time difference, 3-hour time difference, this hadn't come on yet, but towards the Sports Card Radio was about to wrap up their show, and then I believe his name is Jesse from Sports Card Nonsense. It comes in the chat, and he's like, "Hey, I'll come on right now if you guys want." And I text Mr. Fuego, "Get into Sports Card Radio right now," but I think he had already passed out by then, because I think it was 10 or 11 by that time. Your play, anyways. So he did. So Sports Card Radio was talking about the shenanigans, or alleged shenanigans, with Sports Card Nonsense, with his app that he shut down, and he's opening a new app and blowing $105 million on it, and all this stuff. And he ended up coming into the chat, and they brought him on the air, and it was interesting. I always love it. Hats off to him for like coming in and doing that, because I mean, I wouldn't want to be on Sports Card Radio's radar personally. Yeah. Scares me.
I mean, the whole live stream, I think the only funny part that I did catch, because I did catch it the next day, was it took this man a while to figure out how to use StreamYard.
That says something. That says a
lot.
And
I did see your comment on that live stream too there, Adrian. The man's got the link. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, because I was like, get in here. Like, yeah. He came in, and I was like, oh, let me figure this out. I thought he was trying to say like, hey, I don't know if I can come in there because I can't figure out StreamYard. If you can't figure out StreamYard, then what running businesses like that, I don't know. But anyways, neither here nor there on that. I would definitely go over to Sports Card Radio's last live stream. I should have it in the description. If it's not in there yet, it will be after tonight in there. And check out that. It was towards the end. He was probably on there for at least a half hour. It's very interesting in the way he explains what happened in that situation with shutting a business down and opening another business, and what he did to the current customers of the app that was just shut down. He had an answer for everything. The way I don't know, the way I took it, just I don't know a nicer way to say this. I don't know. You guys let me guys know what you think. I don't know if it's like a business sense of mine that I'm just not good at, or I don't understand, but I just like, to me, just such kind of douchey answers, like all about business, like the business and money. And yes, I know businesses making money, that's what it's all about. But I'm all about like taking care of the customers and stuff like that. And if I lose some money over it, well, hey, at least I can sleep at night. But I know some people don't think like that, or don't work that much. And it just, I give them respect for going on the show and answering the questions, but is that the kind of person that I would necessarily want to do business with? Probably not, but that's just me. I encourage you guys to go check that out and take a look at it, because whether you know it or not, like maybe you're like, oh, I'm not into sports card nonsense. You might be going onto different apps, sites, where something that he's involved in. And it's just a good idea to just kind of know who's running what you're involved in, especially with sports cards. There's so many different things going on, and so many different scams, or maybe people don't, or maybe just bad business practices. It's just a good idea to be aware of these things. That's why some people are into Sports Card Radio or AIH or Dan the Card Man, because they're like, oh, they're negative Nancy's. But I don't think they're negative Nancy's. I think they're just trying to help you be aware of people that are trying to take advantage of you. That's my take on it. That's why I have respect for them.
You got those individuals who's trying to make a business out of the hobby. They don't understand the concept of balance. Yes, I got kind of like to piggyback off of what you said. Yes, if you're going to get into business, the purpose of business is to make money. I got that. But in order to make money, you have to establish yourself with a clientele. And if you can't meet the customer's needs, guess what? Your business is not going to last very long. Yeah. So
another quick point I want to make is, I know I'm not saying necessarily take word for word what other like these other channels like Sports Card Radio and AI. It's like, I just feel like it's a good idea to check all this stuff out, to form your own decisions.
Exactly.
And get all the information and do research yourself.
And this is why we put the disclaimer every week before we kick off the show. We're just giving our opinion. We do our own research, and we formulate our own theories and thoughts behind what we gather throughout the week.
Yeah, because I think in the end, if I can speak for both of us, we love the card hobby. We love having fun with this, and we like being in this community, like spreading the love and card collecting, and we want it to be all happy, fluffy thoughts at the end.
Yeah, that's all.
But we don't want you guys to go to a card thing and get screwed over, and then it ruined the hobby for you. So anyways, that's what we got going on there. Banter, man. I don't know if you're going to talk about it today in the banter. I don't know, but you've had a week. I'm just going to say that you have had a week in the card collecting. I mean,
I did.
Whew.
It was a well-needed week after a lot of the previous videos that I have put out and everything that I've ripped into. This week alone made up for at least the last year's worth of videos that I've made.
And I won't give away too many spoilers. I just will say this. You guys check out Mr. Fuego's latest video. I'll probably put that in the description as well today. Check out Mr. Fuego's channel. Click on his name there. Subscribe to him. Check it out. He talks about some breaks that he got into with breakers that he trusts, knows. Some amazing hits he got from that. And then on top of it, he opens a box and he pulls a banger. in that as well. So that video is worth checking out. And if I'm gonna say it again, if you don't go buy a damn lottery ticket, I'm gonna come all the way to Florida and slap you because you had a good week. So, whew. I'm trying to think. I had a good week as well. I think I haven't talked to you about this yet, so I'm just throw it out there. But I might go live sometime tomorrow.
Okay.
Just to do a mail day and show off some stuff that people have sent me, some racks. I got a couple things from Card Deal. I got a couple something from Rocky. I've got stuff from Adam's Card Closet still. I've got some eBay stuff. I'm working on a PSA order. I think I might do a live sometime tomorrow. So keep your guys' notifications on just to hang out. And I don't know if you've got mail stuff too. If you want to come to, we'll talk about that after. But
yeah,
either
we'll
way,
talk about that.
Yeah, I know. I just sprung that on you, but it was a good week. And
But just to reiterate, Adrian just dropped a couple of videos. She did a PSA reveal on football of all things.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Football's for the devil. But she did open up a COSTCO super box.
Ooh,
so y'all may want to go check that out. She did open up a Topps Chrome mega box and asked for our opinions on to grade or not to grade. So go check that video out. Go see what she's talking about and give her your feedback on that. All right. Yep. I did drop a video yesterday of everything that I got. So make sure if you haven't gone to see it, please do so.
Yeah. And that's thank you for bringing that up. I'm going to open, somebody in the community wanted me to get them a Costco box and rip and ship it for them. So I'll probably rip that tomorrow as well. I picked that up for them yesterday. Those Costco boxes they've been pretty good. They've been fun, if nonetheless. But the one I just recently opened, there was 3 numbered cards, making a total of 4 different color parallels, and then those flagship collection cards are awesome. As far as I know, you can't get those anywhere but in the Costco packs. So they're a little bit thicker card, and they've got a nice little design. I might have one here that I'm sending in for grading for a friend of mine. And so all right, guys, I think that's all we have for the podcast today. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you want to talk a little bit more one-on-one with us, meet us up in a half hour on Mr. and Fuego's channel for the Baseball Card Junkies After Hours show. And be sure to tune into us next week for our Veterans Day special. And have a great weekend collecting. Have a good day.